NFL Week 17 came and went. We saw some critical games this week, and we are almost to the playoffs. But let us recap a little bit on the games that we picked for Week 17. First one, I chose the Texans plus 2.5 at the Chargers. The Texans just won outright. And when I chose this pick, or when I predicted this line, I just simplified it to the Texans defense against the Chargers O-line. And that is exactly what happened this game. It is incredible what Justin Herbert is able to do with such of a Swiss cheese of an O-line that he has. He was the best quarterback in that game by a wide margin. CJ Stroud for the Texans was not impressive at all. I don't know what's wrong on the offensive side of the ball for the Texans. They can't run the ball. CJ isn't playing at an elite level. It was very disappointing from an offensive point of view at the Texans, and it came down to the very end. And the Chargers, it really should have been an overtime game. Dicker, the kicker for the Chargers, essentially lost the Chargers of the game, missed a field goal that he, up to that point, was 100% at under 40 yards field goals, and he missed an extra point. Very uncharacteristic for Dicker, the kicker, that cost Chargers the chance to win the game. The Texans, on the other side, they scored on the first two drives on big plays. Other than that, outside of that scripted beginning of the game, it was terrible offensively for the Texans. They struggled a lot. They struggled to rush. CJ looks like he is rushing the ball in the pocket. He's really forcing throws, and I don't know why. It's like he is scared of pressure that isn't there. He has one or two more kind of beats still in a play that you can rewatch that game and see, and he throws or forces the ball on certain routes, certain receivers, certain throws. It is very, very interesting what is happening there. It is not good heading into the playoffs for the Texans. However, they do have one more week to kind of retool things, and we'll see where it goes. But ultimately, Justin Herbert was very impressive in that game. But the Texans defense did what the Texas defense does. Number one defense in the country for a reason. Texans get that dub. So what's next? The Texans, they're likely going to remain the 5th seed. So should they rest their starters for Week 18? In my opinion, I think there should be a rotation. I don't think they should play their starters a full game, but we'll see. On the Chargers, they already clinched the wild card. It's a tough last game against Denver. They would want to kind of try things out against Denver, I believe, to see what they're able to do in the playoffs. However, do they really want to go all out in that game and risk injury, or do they want to do a little bit of rotation and prepare for the playoffs? Again, Justin Herbert has been hit the most out of any quarterback this season. Against Denver, that Week 18, I would suggest to limit as many hits as you can on Herbert and see where you go from there. Okay, next game. Cardinals +7 at the Bengals. I got this one completely incorrect. I thought it was going to be a shootout. I'm not going to talk a lot about this game. The Bengals only punted once, and that's all you need to know. Cardinals were absolutely terrible, and they struggled to move the ball on third down. They took sacks. They were bad on third down. A lot of incompletions for Jacoby Brissett. I thought it would be a lot more elite play. Elite is a little bit of a strong word, but much better play from Jacoby Brissett. I said coming into this game that Arizona loves to throw the ball. We have a Bengals defense that is terrible. I thought this would be a shootout. It was a shootout, just a one-sided shootout, and the Bengals absolutely obliterated the Cardinals. Even with that field goal spread, it didn't matter. The Bengals won that game absolutely outright. All right, third game and last game I picked. I chose the Bears +3 at the 49ers. I believe the Bears lost by 4 in this game, so this pick was not successful. However, I was still satisfied with that field goal spread. This was an incredible game, absolute cinema. From a defensive point of view, it was a terrible game. There wasn't much defense in that game. But what did we learn from this game? The Bears' defense is a concern when not creating turnovers. First play of the game, turnover, pick 6 to the house. Bears, it looked like the Bears were maybe going to be able to do things defensively, but after that, it was all 49ers offense. And the Bears defense just couldn't get stops. Same thing on the offensive side of the ball for the Bears. They really did well on their side of the ball, scored a ton. 49ers defense at times were able to create pressure on Caleb. However, Caleb was still able to take the team on his back and really ultimately drive down the field and almost won the game on the very last play. We also learned that the injuries do not scare the 49ers. And offensively, when the 49ers are clicking, they are the most confident team in the NFL, and it is a very scary team to face. And you do not want to face this team in the playoffs. There are a lot of NFC teams you do not want to face in the playoffs. The NFC West is absolutely stacked this season. But this 49er teams, with the coaching staff they have, the confidence they're able to get on the offensive side of the ball, maybe some players are able to get back from injury potentially in the playoffs. We'll see how that goes. This can be a very scary team that could make a run to the Super Bowl. But we also learned that the Bears defense is not, when they're not creating turnovers, they're not able to really hold their own defensively. And that is a critical component or a critical piece that you need to have if you want to make a deep run in the playoffs. You need to not be bad in any area. The Bears defense just doesn't have the talent at the moment, and that is going to be something that I'm going to look at in these playoff games. Also, they were not able to stop the run, which is a key component as well. Maybe it's just not able to stop Christian McCaffrey, but we will see what the Bears do against the Lions. I think they'll be a very good test. So what's next? The Bears, they have a nicely placed game against the Lions for Week 18 to prepare for the playoffs. Weeks ago, I thought this would be a game for a playoff spot, but the Bears won the NFC North. The Lions are out of the playoffs, so this is really just a game for the Bears to prepare against elite offenses. Lions have a really great offense, see what they're able to do defensively, and they do want to win this game. They would rather play the 7-seed Packers, and the Bears clinched that number 2 seed in the NFC, so they'd rather play that 7-seed Packers, in my opinion, rather than a Rams or 49ers team. So this is a game that the Bears will be looking to win. The 49ers, all to play for Week 18 against the Seahawks. Are they going to win the division? Are they going to clinch the number 1 seed? Or are they going to clinch a wild card spot should they lose that game? That's going to be an absolutely amazing game, I think, as well. But that is Week 17, onward and upward to Week 18.